James and Alma Kern here. We run linchpinfunnels.com, full service funnel building agency focusing on the linchpin framework. Today we're coming to you live from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And the topic of conversation is going to be centered around running a business, an online business on the road. Super relevant, right? This is one of those things where it's really, in a sense, living the dream, because for so long we've wanted location independence. We have sacrificed a lot, invested a lot, done a lot in order to get to be in the position that we are in right now, where we're not only location independent, meaning we don't have to go to the office, but we have some additional buffer in terms of leverage, in terms of employees, so we don't have to be working like 12 hours of the day, which was not true last year, which I'd like to talk about, because that was kind of a train wreck. But yeah, talking about life on the road and all the ups and downs of it. So
yeah, and I just want to take it a little bit further back still. Yes, ever since James and I got together, one of the things that we had in common was traveling, our love for spontaneous travel and just kind of going places. And we were in the mindset of looking or convincing our jobs to give us that. We were not even in the mindset of giving ourselves that job, right? It was like, oh, where can we work, or how can we convince our boss to give us that freedom?
4 days of vacation, or working remotely.
Yeah. So that's what life used to be like. And then,
what are some specific examples?
When you and I wanted to move to Europe, when we wanted to move to Bosnia, we were working. I don't remember what jobs we were working, but we were trying to convince our bosses to let us work remotely.
Yeah. I remember when we were in Sarajevo, I was interviewing companies over there for outsourcing and possibly being like a liaison kind of dude.
Yeah. So that was the back in the days, right? And then eventually we started our own company. And then you wanted to talk about last year was the train wreck when we tried to work on the road.
Yeah.
What was that like?
So 2023 was the first calendar year with doing our own business, right? It was, meaning we started in late 2022, September.
Together.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was working around the clock. And when we went on vacation to Japan, I didn't have a solution for being with the family and not working around the clock. So I was super stressed out all the time. I was hyper vigilant. I was fully in inner child mode a lot of the time, being defensive, really snippy, and just
rude. You were rude.
I was rude, yeah.
To me and Ella.
Yeah.
It was really hard to be around you. It's like, I don't want to be around you. But it sucked. It kind of sucked too, because we wanted you to be with us. We wanted to spend time together. We wanted you to experience all the new to us things. I mean, we're in freaking Japan. Everything is new. It's our first time in Asia. I mean, seeing a Torii in person was like, whoa, what is that? And all the shrines and
shrines everywhere you look.
We wanted
7-Elevens everywhere you look. Experience it.
We wanted to experience all of it together, but being around you was really not pleasant.
I wasn't fun to be around most of the time,
Yeah.
I mean, at least half the time. And it was because I was super stressed, because, I felt like Alma and I were not fully in sync with the business yet. We still kind of had separate things, and we weren't fully aligned. So there was a lot of relationship alignment things happening there. I felt like I had to work, everything was on me. I was the only one doing fulfillment. And in order to fulfill, I had to not be with the family. And not being with the family felt terrible. I felt guilty. I felt like I was letting everyone down. So I was feeling bad about myself. And then I would project the crap out of that, because I would feel so bad. I would just be all nervous ball of energy. And it was a pretty rough situation. Like there were highlights, there were amazing moments. There was a great moments of connection, and like it wasn't all dark and dour. But contrast that with what we're doing now, which is even more expensive for a longer period of time. It's just a night and day difference.
And it's more stressful. Right now, we are, I don't know if any of you know, and I thank you for watching this live, but it was a not scheduled one, so we're really grateful that you're joining us here.
Thank you, Anki, for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it.
But we are traveling cross country, but we're on our way back east. But we went as far west as the border of Arizona and California. We stayed in Lake Havasu, which was extremely hot.
118 degrees while we were there. That's hottest.
Yeah. So 3 people and a dog in an RV constantly with the heat of 170, 180, 120 degree weather. Like you're outside, it feels like an oven. I mean, I don't know if let us know if you've been in West Arizona or East California.
And if you're in Phoenix or something that you're like, oh, this is old hat, you're like, yeah, it sucks.
But it really felt like the in the evenings the breeze would come through, but it felt like you're standing in front of an oven, and then the wind from the oven, the heat from the oven is coming into your face.
Yeah.
It was, I was worried about the dog. We could go into the clubhouse of this one RV resort that we stayed in, but the dog couldn't. They wouldn't let the dog in, so we had to blast the AC at 68 degrees, and it wasn't cooling down, and it was really stressful situation. But the versions of us from a year ago, you and I would not have handled it well at all.
Yeah, we've developed a lot in the past year, which is, we talk about this on the entrepreneurship journey. Russell talks about it with the Hero's 2 Journeys. Yes, you're trying to get recurring revenue for yourself and your business. Yes, you're trying to get that 2 comma club award. Those are these goals, but the second journey is the one of personal development and transformation, and our ability to love each other through our more difficult moments. And it's been filled with emotional moments. It's been, I don't know, it's at least 10x what it was last year.
Oh gosh, yeah. And like when you get a little off-putting, I wouldn't just immediately want you to stop that, right? I would actually have compassion towards you and meet you where you are. And it's a completely different experience. Yeah. So life on the road, while you are building businesses, it's really a challenging time, but it is one of the reasons we're doing this, right? To give our family the freedom, the financial freedom, and the physical freedom to just pick up and go wherever we want to. We had the best time in Sedona. It was one of those places. I don't know if you've ever been to Sedona, so if you have, share your experience with us. But for us, being in Sedona, I remember we were eating dinner at 89 Agave, and sitting in, it's like in the little downtown of Sedona. I started crying. It was one of those places that I just had to take it all in, and I did not want to leave, and how often do you get to do that, and then immediately after that, you're spending a couple of days for James's birthday in Santa Fe, and we want to go to Meow Wolf, which is really what his birthday gift is. You don't get to have those kinds of experiences unless you take the risk and you're willing enough to dive in. And one thing that I wanted to share that just came up for me, that we've had so many conversations with entrepreneurial people, or people who are at the beginning of their journey, and there's this kind of misalignment with the spouse, right?
Yeah, Michael Bale said that today, commented on one of my posts. It's really timely. He's like, yeah, you went all in, James, but you also had your partner who supported you. And I commented, no, she didn't support me. She basically lovingly kicked my ass through that fucking door and made me. And it was, one of the greatest kicks that I needed, because I'm so grateful for it. But yeah, to your point, like, you don't always have support there.
And some couples, and we know some couples who seem to us to be on board and in 100% all in and super supportive from the beginning. That's amazing. We have wonderful friends who already have that.
Yeah.
And that's so cool for them and admirable. But in our case, it wasn't that. It just wasn't. We were not 100% in the beginning. We talked about this before. For me personally, I was thinking about it today. When I moved to America, my first job was at like a Paul Harris, which is a clothing store, and I couldn't run the register because I didn't speak the language. I could only like fold and hang clothes, and even there, kind of work my way up, to like to work the register. And then like every job I've had, I've worked my way up. But I was a terrible employee. I was always entrepreneurial, but I thought there was something wrong with me. James was entrepreneurial, but he was more in the mindset of an employee. He kind of thought that was his journey.
I had an inauthentic mask of doing what I thought society, my parents, and everyone wanted me to do. But I think we've all run into that trap of doing the safe thing, doing what people think is going to be good for you, and the whole time, like not really. I knew that wasn't it for me.
Yeah, and what wasn't it for you?
That being an employee for forever wasn't it for me.
Right, but it was kind of like a, I guess it's gotta have to be it kind of thing, right?
Right, but that is just one of many areas of life where I had downplayed my authentic kind of voice, as it were, and I'm still uncovering my authentic voice more and more every single day. But yeah, I really don't believe that anyone wants to be an employee of someone else. I really don't. I think that if you want to go make stuff and be a craftsperson and make bowls, freaking do that. But like, be your own boss. Do that. Like, I don't think anyone really wants to be a part of a process in a larger organization. And you can convince yourself that you've got this mission and like we're stronger together and all that stuff. Sure. At the end of the day, I don't know. For me, wasn't it?
So the point of that is, wherever you are on this journey, and whether you're ahead of us or right next to us or a little bit behind us, it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. We're all on the same journey, just in different spots on the path. And your spouse or your partner, whatever way, may not be 100% in alignment with you.
Yeah.
And there will be a ton of friction, and there will be arguments, and there will be doubts, and there will be just questions and moments of throwing in the towel. There will be all of that. And some people lose that battle, right? And some people win that. And we, personally speaking, we speak from a place of winning that battle, and we want to help people who are committed to winning that battle.
Can we talk about how?
Yeah.
Because I gave Mike Vale a specific piece of advice, which was, your partner is really seeking safety and certainty. So how do you make it happen when you have a spouse that is either not supportive or antagonistic towards your efforts? Build up a runway. 30,000, 40,000, whatever that is, some number of months of salary that is your deadline. It's your cushion, it's your buffer. Then you go all in and make it freaking happen. That's what we did. We had we sold our house, we got a little bit extra money, and we quit our jobs, went all in, and watched the numbers drop, and freaked the fuck out. And talked about selling motorcycles, talked about selling all this stuff. And it's like, no, we're going to do this. And it was this crazy like self-development journey that was freaking nuts. But because like we knew that we could always go back and get jobs, right? You can always go back and get a job. It's fine. I don't care what the economy is. If you're watching this podcast, if you're listening right now, you're probably a badass at what you do. You probably can get a job anywhere. You probably don't have to worry about getting some minimum wage job, right? So you can do that. Know that that's always there for you. But give yourself a runway, go out there and follow, go all in a specific category. Get a guru, get a support system, get something, go all in, delete everything else, unsubscribe from all the other marketing emails. And like if Frank Kerner's your dude, unsubscribe from Russell, unsubscribe from whoever else.
Us.
Yeah, us. Marie Forleo. Like I just kick them all to the curb and implement everything that person says.
Yeah.
And then come out the other side with a win, because you will.
Absolutely. And another piece of that is that, yes, do find your guru and do unsubscribe to all the people who are just noise for you. But at the same time, accept the fact that most things that you're being taught are going to be meaningless. You are going to have to go through them.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to go through it. We can tell you all day long how we got desperate at times, and we took on clients that really were not a good fit. They were awesome people, but not a good fit for us, and we struggled with those people. And we're gonna tell you, and we can teach you in our programs how to avoid that or how to not do that, but we don't necessarily know how to avoid that because we haven't avoided it. We had to go through it so that we could learn how to properly avoid it.
Every one of them is a lesson. Every one of them will get you to implement some sort of procedure into your business or level up, like not this person again, something. They're always a gift.
So if anybody's teaching you out there to say, I'll teach you how to avoid it so you don't have to do this, that sounds great, but to be completely honest about it, you just there's certain things that you can't avoid, and you are gonna have to go through them yourself, and they're gonna suck and they're gonna hurt really bad. And it's just like having a baby. If women are watching this or who have had babies, like anybody can tell you how to breathe and how to do all of these different things, but nobody. But you can't have a baby without going through the birthing process. And you can have the people around you, your community, your parent or your spouse or whoever it is, your doula or whoever you need as your support system to tell you that it's going to be okay. I remember when I was, I know this took a weird turn, but as I was giving birth to Ella, I was like, I think I'm having a heart attack. And the nurse was there and said, yeah, every woman thinks this, you're not having a heart attack. I have all the vitals there. Your heart is just fine. And that calmed me down, right? So you need people to help you with that. True. Whatever, that was a weird metaphor, but that is my experience.
But like it speaks to going all into a specific camp.
Yes.
Like we picked Russell. We picked 2CCX. It's filled with a bunch of people that are crazy like us that want to go in and make money online despite the challenges and, embrace the personal development component of it. And these are the people that we talk to. We have all kinds of private masterminds and chats and groups. And when we get together, we all know each other. We have dinner together. It's like, these are our people that support us. And without that, you're kind of screwed. So delete everything else, go all in and implement.
And embrace to the best of your ability at a time, embrace the fact that you are going to have wrong clients, that you are going to miss a call while you're on the road, and you're going to have to apologize, and you're going to have to own it.
Yeah.
And that you're going to have to work in different time zones, and that you're going to have your kid plugged into a video game so that you can record a podcast. Yeah. There's so many things, but that is truly life that as an entrepreneur you're signing up for, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just, I would not want my email to be attached to an at any other company but the one that I own. And it is worth it. And I do wonder what, now that you are on your entrepreneurial journey or entrepreneur journey, wherever you are, what are some of the fears or some of the reservations for you? I know that we have a lot of people that we know that kind of do this from home and they unplug completely when they're on the road, and that's what entrepreneurship means to them, right? They can completely unplug. We're not there. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we'll want to be there. We're just not there yet. This is a huge level up to be able to leverage badass people who can do some of the implementation for us so that we can focus on meetings and strategy and other things. Like we're here, we're still owning this, but not doing all of the implementation. And I can see in the future being even less attached and more detached so that we can serve at even higher levels, because the unplugging and the reflection, the space that gets created from that unplugging enables higher amounts of value delivery, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so ask us any questions. Keep the comments flowing here.
Yes.
Stop by. Wish James a happy birthday.
7-Eleven. Also, my gift to you is go get a Slurpee from 7-Eleven. I have worked it out with them. You just go in there and say, it's 7-Eleven day. My friend James' birthday. He said I can have a free Slurpee. And you're like, here you go. Go for it.
Yeah, it's on him.
It's on me.
Yeah. Okay. Have a fantastic week, guys.
Bye.